welcome to Once Driven Forever Smitten. If you've been watching the last couple of videos, you'll know that we discovered an extremely rare Cavalier Diplomat pre-facelift model near to my works head office in London, and I ended up buying it from the lovely old chap that owned it, Fred. We've got it back up to Scotland, and the aim is to get it on the road and get an MOT on it, and that's what you're going to see in this video. There are currently none of these cars on the road in Britain listed under a 1992 model year Diplomat, so if we can do it, it's going to be the one and only that's currently on the road. So let's get into it. Hello folks, it's Friday afternoon and I'm back on with the Diplomat. Going to be taking it down the garage, timing belt, water pump service, might even change the suspension, but first I have new heater blower resistor which I got off eBay for £11.99, so I'm going to install that, and hopefully that is going to allow the blowers to work properly. He just slots in here. Oh, don't get jammed. Oh, that's not good. So that's him reinstalled down in there. We've got the wiring plug back on. So, all being well, when I go to put the ignition on here, one. Oh, it's moving. Two. Yay! That's three. Yay! Operational blowers, success. Oh, he's not had a good start this time after sitting for the week. Like I say, I do believe it's going to need a head gasket. That was hard to start there. It'll pick up and run on 4 in a second or two. Yeah, it's not quite right, that. Hey, so Kenzo's finally turned up. So let's get this down to the garage. The radio's started working in it at random. Sort of. Needs to warm up a bit. Might pop some more petrol in it when I get to the garage. This car is so quiet. Radio's playing up again, but torquey as well. Really responsive. I don't know if the stitchings came out the steering wheel. That's a strange one. Just felt something catching me on the pedals there, and of course it's this piece of trim that sits above the pedals, and I have removed from every single Vauxhall I've ever had that's got it because it just gets in the way. It does nothing. That's better. Pop into the petrol station, I'll get some super unleaded for it. The Cavalier's very comfortable, but it's also a total bolt. Thankfully I'll have a full set of suspension in the boot for it. I was thinking, could I put up with it standard for a while? I'm like, nah, not really, I don't think so. I'll just get it done. 4 gas shocks, set of hopefully sensible springs on it to bring it down a bit. It's got the right height of a Frontera at the moment. Diplomat is in the air. It's quite amazing how much those discs have cleaned up, considering We'll leave them on it for the moment. I've got brand new ones there, but they don't seem to be juddering. If I'll continue to clean up, what I do for the MOT. See, it's been plated in here previously. Just removing the bottom pulley to do the timing belt. As you can see, it's got an extra belt set up on it there for the aircon compressor, which runs up to the power steering pump there, so a little bit more complex. It's got 3 belts on it. You see there, those belts don't even need change. There's not any evidence of cracking on them at all. It'll look very old. Let the oil filter off it and give it an oil change. Obviously, it doesn't seem to be. Little leak out the sump there. Might do a sump gasket on it at a later date, but not bad enough to worry about the now. You can see that. Oh, you can now see these. No problem, these are notorious for not coming out. That's the bottom pulley loose. I wonder if I'll get away with not having to retension anything. If I just leave the belts hanging, I'll be able to get it back on again. You can see how old our timing belt is. Probably not that old. But we have some bolts to get into I think I've got to take the back timing cover off to get into our water pump, so I will do that. A couple of 10 mils and a load of these little clips which hold the outer casing cover on, which are all intact. A lot of these go missing.
There you go.
Timing belt is virtually brand new, even though it's been sitting for a bit. That doesn't really matter. The belt is spot on. It's really hard to justify changing it. Look at the belts down there. Like, all 3 of the drive belts are brand new on it as well, and that water pump is pretty much like new as well, so there's no point in changing that now. If I do the head gasket, which I might do and get the head skimmed, then I'll change it. That's just getting put back together for now. It's fine. So a bit more maintenance. That's the crank sensor. The end of it was broken off, and this end was just siliconed into the plug, which is there, and it's really tight to get into it because of this aircon mount. Oil in stock, that'd be nice and thick. Turbo diesel 1540, yeah, whatever. These aren't fussy. I'll do it nicely, and then might change it again in a little while. Oh no! Oh no, when it wasn't dirty, so. Right.
Down there, isn't it?
Fresh 1540. Okay. Here we go, spark plugs, NGKRs. They're pretty nice light finish on them. Good neck, twin prong ones. These would run with single prong ones, so I'm going to put genuine GM singles into it. These aren't old, like, I'll keep them to one side and throw them in the Mark II Astra the next time it fills its plugs.
There you
go. Single prong genuine GM plugs going back in it. Not that I think it would really make much of a difference, but it's these were listed for an 8 valve, but they're still the small size. Now, the 8 valves always used to have the bigger nut on them, but it's the same thread that goes into the cylinder head, so.
It's all 17s and the 19s, wasn't it?
So, don't know, they all seem to be this size, but you know, genuine GM, new old stock. They're available on eBay. I think they were like, what, weren't even £8 for the set, so less than £2 a plug. These are LED headlight bulbs, purchased off eBay, special offer £11.
Let's have a look.
Last time I had Xenons in the GSI, this LED technology didn't exist. So what we're going to do here is fire them into here and see if it makes the lights non-absolute bollocks.
So could you put them in the GT?
Put them fucking in anything that's H4. You just have, well, aye, they just fit in like that, and then They just fit in exactly the same as how your
The standard ones.
aye, fits exactly the same as your standard. Snotty nose. I have here a new air filter, which I had in stock because I bought quite a few of them at the same time. And that's the one that's in it. I mean, it's not even that old, but it's been changed. Freshen it all up. Got one Febby filter. Because I've had the bottom pulley off, which has the alternator belt and the power steering belt on it, I've retensioned the alternator belt, which is this bolt here. You just slacken the 13s, get a bar wedged down the back of the alternator and pull on it, and that's now tight again. Yeah, so it turns out that crank sensor's different. So what I had to do was, I got another crank sensor. This one's burst at that end, but I have cut the end off it and stuck it on the end of this one and repaired it there for now. I'm just going to run it in, stuck it in there for the moment. I haven't routed it because I am going to go and get a new sensor, but that can just sit in there for now, and then all being well, it should fire up. Yes, indeedy. Our headlights are like, oh, look at them! Woof! What a difference! I'm interested to see what they're like on the road. I did cheat with taking the old springs off. I just cut them with a big choppy fella there. Tell you what, getting these shock absorber top nuts out is not easy. Look at the bend on that. I'm just kind of removing it now to get the new ones in. Man oh man. Oh, that was tight. I didn't think that was going to go. I was like, oh no. It's gone now. Wow. So tight. And these will be original, I would imagine. Just as well we get new nuts with the shock absorbers. What have we got? GM, yeah, they're original oil shock absorbers. Let's get them replaced. So we've got here as a replacement are my very nice gas Monroe sensor tracks. Dunk. Come with a nice new nut there for the top. And down into here. And screws into here. I have our new lowering springs here, which Charlie donated. Top bearing, which seems fine. I do quite often replace these, but not today. That goes on there, that goes on the top there. We can get a nut and clamp it down. Holy crap! Oh, that one went a bit easier than the other one. I didn't mangle the top. Oh, definitely easier. And that's alright, keep that for a spare. Yet again, standard GM. A little bit of oil around it, I think they've been leaking a bit. Bin. Second lovely Monroe. One lowering spring. into position on the notch. One bump stop. Some people say cut them down and things. Nah, I'm not doing it. Strut top, first bit. I'm lined up there. Bit of grease in our bearing. Lube on it. On with our strut top. Oh, need to get the top nut. There we go. I've got the shock absorber shaft clamped with a rag round it. Bolt this up. Boom, done. Whew. One of the hardest bits of the whole thing. Complete. Yep, still all lined up, still in position. Beautiful. Putting the struts back in now, here's a tip. If your track rod end nut starts spinning, get the scissor jack out the boot and wedge it between the top of the inner wing and against the track rod end, and then it will give you pressure and you'll be able to tighten it up. Woohoo! That's it, just sitting on the floor with a lowered front suspension. Nice! I'm going to get quite a low boy. I'm going to go and do the back now, which is a bit of a pain because you've got to put vice grips on the shock absorbers, which I'll show you in a second. Right, we're now in the boot and I've got a set of vice grips holding the top of the old shock absorber. These have been changed in the back, it's got standard oil ones on it. It used to have air shocks on the back. The CD and the Diplomat got suspension you could pump up if you were towing or something like that. That's good, these are coming straight off. Wouldn't bloody come off fab, it had rusted. I'll have to take that out of there and give that a clean up. It's not going soft, thankfully. Now you're going to start winding off now? Yes, you are. Nice. Right, we'll put it up in there. Now at the back, oh look, it's got a new handbrake cable on it. And that was in stage 2. Whip him out, and that will be our shocker ready to remove. Oh dear, we have a problem inside here. I have welding to do. Guess I won't be getting MoT'd on Monday. I'm going to have to create a replacement patch all the way around there to hold this strut top mounting. You see where it's spot welded on round there, and it is still held most of the way around there, but this part's rotted out, so I'm going to have to go and weld it round this side and go to the other side and weld it at the other side, sort of like double skin it. Oh dear, fab was the same in there. Thankfully this side is okay. I've just put that shock absorber on. Gutted. Oh well. What do you expect? Right, let me take this one off now. Well, that's a bit of extra work finding that. I need to do some welding around that rear strut top, but that's par for the course with these old cars. I mean, it's rock solid in the chassis legs and all along the floor and everything, so I have just taken the front radiator hose off it and topped it up with some red antifreeze, which is what it had in it. I was going to put blue in it, but it came out kind of orangey colour, so I've stuck red in it for now. So I've done the spark plugs, air filter, oil and filter, springs and shocks all round. Still got the cat pipe to do, which is there, but it's too noisy to grind the bolts off it tonight, so with it being after midnight anyway, that's quite enough. So I'm going to shift the cars about, put them away. That'll do for tonight. Wait till you see the LED headlights on this, they are epic. That's pretty nice. Shiny sitting there, right, dipstick's in, crank sensor's in a reasonable position. I'm worried about that one out. Move them all out. Wait, you see these lights? I don't know if you can see that, but these headlights are amazing. Much difference between the full beam though. I've not had anybody come towards me yet. We'll see. Well folks, it's now Sunday night and I am in the process of welding up this section in here. The entire plate for the shock top was actually removed. There was a gaping hole there. So I've lined it up again, tacked it into place, plated it along the top, plated it there. I'm going to plate it along there and then weld it at the other side. It's not the easiest thing because I've got to climb in the boot. But you know, hopefully that's going to sort it out permanently. Now, that's me finished the welding. It's not pretty, but it's penetrated. I'd bother getting the welder set up, but I've plated it over the top there, onto there, round there, which is going onto the car, round the spring top and everything. And if we go round the other side, I've also welded the hell out of it, round the other side of it as well, so it's stuck on double the amount. I'm going to just put a bit of etch primer on it now to give it some protection. I'll get some seam sealer on it. And due course, I don't want to do any more grinding tonight because it's noisy. Got my shock absorber in, masked it off and just sprayed a bit of etch primer in there. Just because I don't want to leave it completely bare metal. Tomorrow night I'll sand all the welds down, I'll grind them down and get some seam sealer in about it to seal it up so no more water can get in it from the inside or outside. Crazy that that side's in such good order. But I'll get that done. It's late. I don't know what time it is. What time is it? It is 11 o'clock. Christ. Right, time to get out of here. I was just about to leave and then when I was sweeping up I realised the metal washer for the underside of the shock absorber rubber had gone, had fallen on the floor. So I just had to dismantle it again, but I'm pleased at that. Obviously, please ignore the runny primer, but that's lined up spot on that. I've got that in just the right place. Looks spot on inside here as well, so yeah, I'll get it tidied up tomorrow. Right, night before the MoT. Let's see how that's going to start. It's very cold, it's been -6. Oh, easy. Right, let's get you warmed up a little bit. Surprised at that. Have we done it in 4? We are. Good sign that. Right, Diplomat, jobs for tonight. Sort out the rust proofing a bit in that inner arch, can't do the whole thing. Seats. These are my lovely Diplomat seats that I bought earlier this week, standard ones. But what I'm thinking is, I'm going to put these from my Astra CDX into the Diplomat for the moment. See how I like them. Because, well, the Diplomat's going to be more sporty than this when it's done, I guess. So, might run those seats in the Astra, we'll see. But I can't resist these, they're just such quality seats, and it was the only reason I bought this car, was because I had these super rare fancy pants seats in it, so might as well use them. I'm getting a bit of mould on them there, so get them out, get them a nice clean up. And look, it's got a height adjuster on the passenger side as well, which is pretty unusual. Seat number 1. Coming out in a second. Come on, you. Move you forward a bit. Right, there's my heated seat wires. one sporty Astra CDX leather seat removed. Right, the Astra now has beautiful Cavalier Diplomat seats, which actually match it perfectly. The Astra CDX is a funny model. You've got electric front windows only, a manual sunroof. The heated leather was quite an expensive option, but you've got the same basic black carpet that you would get in the sports models, which, as you'll see in the Cavalier, there's quite a few differences. There's a standard bit of plastic trim that goes around the bottom of the seats there. That's the Astra seats removed. And what you need to remember to do when you take seats out, the seatbelt pretensioners, is take this little locking tab and plug it in the end there, because that prevents the pretensioner from firing if the seat gets knocked at all. People pop these all the time, and it's because that isn't pushed in there. The Diplomat doesn't have pretensioners because it's pre-facelift. But all you do with the seats is 2 13s at the back. As you can see in here, we've got this nice deep pile velour carpet, and they also came with these velour mats. These aren't from the Diplomat, they're from the very rusty scrap CDI that I got, because only the CD and the Diplomat got these, so it's great to have a set of them. I have also got them in the GSI that I got from Fab when it had the beige coloured interior. So I'm now just going to whip the next bolt out the back of this. And then move to the front. I can see this driver's seat's absolutely wrecked. It's all popped and burst there, and it's also missing the 2 knobs off the side it for the lumbar adjustment. But I don't think there's much hope in fixing that up. I'm going to cut it open and get the heated seat pads out to go into Le Cav's seats, I think, because these aren't going to have any use to them. But yeah, just 2 13s at the front. Ah, look, Fred, I have a pair of your gloves. Now, that's the heated seat connector there, which is universal across all this era of Vauxhalls and everything. A Cavalier GL upwards, a GL, an SRI, anything up for that CD will be pre-wired for heated seats. The L in the cars below that have the basic wiring loom, they don't have it. Mid to higher range ones have got everything. Now, as you can see here, these are actually Recaro seats, although they didn't have the badges on them, so all the Vauxhall sporty seats this year are actually made by Recaro, which is good. Heated seats connected back in, now it's just a matter of bolting the new seat into place. Removing the wrecked steering wheel. I've got the puller in it, it's because it's not for coming off. It's off now. I think that easy. Good puller that, good tool. I mean, see, the steering wheel's absolutely, it's all the stitchings come out of there, it's bizarre. Obviously these are one of the best steering wheels, so I've got 2 of these now. The one out Fab's not great, but it's better than that. And the one that I'm going to put in it is the one which came out the very rusty Cavalier, which is a little bit textured up there. But that's alright, because that'll wear in with a bit of use. Hands on it, so we'll just pop this one on instead. Now see, those ones have got 2 screws in them. Right. The other ones I took out didn't they? Right. Not that I know if they fit any different. Maybe that's to do with an adjustable steering column or something. Right. But the ones that I took out are slightly different to that. That's like it's got a bigger bearing shaft on it or something. This'll all that texture on this will wear in with my hand on it. Done, fully intact steering wheel installed. Quite pleased with that, big improvement. There's something weird going on with the CD player though, but it works for a bit if you open and close the driver's door. So I don't know what's going on there, but I need to check the Let's check the wiring in there. That's, I don't know what on earth is going on with that. Never had that before. But you know, it's only got one working electric window anyway. I've got the other ones to go around and sort out. So now I'm going to go and move to the back and start work on this and the bit inside. I'll do this bit first, I guess. Right, so there's my welds ground down there. It tidies that up a lot. And what I've done around here is I've sealed up where I've welded with a good coating of seam sealer right the way around all those welds, so no water can ingress there again. And I'm going to cover this with stone chip and a bit of VHT paint because it's what I've got at the moment. But this is all going to get cleaned out and then Gravitexed in here, fully rust proofed, and we'll get some into the chassis legs as well. To give it as much protection as possible because it's going to need it if it's going to be on the road in Scotland. One of the issues that I have at the moment is a set of completely blocked washer jets. So I've split the pipe here and I have got the air line on the end of it. Which has blasted them out good style. Now I'm going to rejoin the pipe with a piece of copper brake pipe. This will fit nicely in here. So I have cut the pipe there and then joined it. Yeah, got this. Cut the pipe there and joined it with a bit of copper so I can get into that if I need to clean the washer jets out. Again, let's see what we get now. Well, we've got one on each side. Nope, we're blocked up. And blast these out again. No coolant making it out of there. So let's see what happens this time. Oh, we've got two on one side, so we've managed to free off one of them. Let's try again. Just a little bit of stick. My rev counter's got stuck at 4,600 RPM. Oh, there we go. It's probably stuck on the face because it's all peeling. I've actually got one. I've got a set of early clocks and the only good bit left and it's a rev counter. So we'll get that off. You can see as well the temperature's in the blue, which is due to the thermostat being stuck open. Hopefully that'll arrive tomorrow along with the crank sensor. Hi folks, well, it's a lovely Wednesday morning and I'm taking Diplomat to be MoT'd. The radio doesn't work. It's got a short circuit in the driver's door or something, I think, which is quite annoying. Apart from that, it's driving alright. The thermostat didn't arrive in time, so it's a bit annoying, but you know, it's a work in progress. This road's bumpy as fuck. Well, just a mile till we come off the motorway. The car's generally been fine, although there is some vibration from the back end, which I think is the tyres which we are about to replace. Because one of them had gone flat sitting in the driveway and it looks pretty corroded. Like, I don't want it in the car any longer than I have to. the one, man.
Just going to pull Mark 2 out and then you can go across it.
Maybe? I've never seen it before. Look at that. Minted. Good old carburetor. Engine. The fancy back lights on it. Lovely it feels like. I got a set of them brand new for 40 quid in 2007. Right, so here to get the car MoT'd. Hopefully it's going to behave. I don't see why it wouldn't. Might get a couple of advisories here and there, but yeah, it should hopefully be good to go. Then I can get home. Hopefully some parts are waiting for me as well. I tell you what, this wasn't far away from exploding. I put £30 in that before I came along the motorway, and you can see how much that's deteriorated and started to crack. Probably should have put a spare on it really, but it wasn't going far, so I thought, oh, it'll be alright. But yeah, that is wrecked. Anyway, 4 new toil proxies. A for wet grip, D for economy. I never ever see good economy rated tyres. Not that I really care about that anyway, but you know, lovely. 195/60 is the original size for the car. Decided just to keep it original. I could have gone for 205s, it would be more expensive. Well, I'm getting the tyres and I've just taken the door card off to see why the radio's not working, and this speaker's totally burst. So I suspect that if I put this on now, no, it's still doing it. It's still doing it. Still doing it. That's bizarre.
Officials say they're still trying to identify the people who carried out the blasts. Our security correspondent...
Slam the door and the radio starts working. 3 out of 4 tyres on. Dunk. Is it?
That is fucking mint. That is mint.
That's we just discovered this is a genuine GM SRI exhaust box, which is worth a fortune. I better go and paint that because you'll never get another one. But man, it's solid enough underneath, like. Obviously I'm going to have to peel the side skirts off it. I'm going to have to peel the side skirts off it, and as part of the tidying up process and everything, so you don't take the side skirts off for the MoT, so we don't know exactly what's hiding under there, but it's all sound. If you look up at the chassis legs and everything, it's all in good order. Aye. Round the boot floor and everything like that. Look at that, how tidy that is up there. So, you know, it's just little crispy bits around the edges. That's what we need to look into. So aye. And yeah, it absolutely aced the emissions test. easily within the requirements for a catalyst test, and it doesn't even need one. Plus it got an MOT on it and it's now taxed, so it's road legal for the first time since 2019. Various jobs still to do on it, but you know, it's road legal. Jobs that we've done on it have sorted it out, so aye, really pleased with that. I've only driven about a quarter of a mile and you can already feel the difference with the tyres. Wow! It's so much quieter aside from anything else, and it just feels more compliant. Oh, I'm so cold. We're in the middle of like a really wintry cold snap in March, and that is not pleasant. Oh, a good run back through from Glasgow. That radio's still making noises. The car's not perfect yet, but you kind of get a feeling for how good it's going to be. Tyres have made an incredible difference to it, but there's still a fair bit of wind noise coming in because of the electric window situation, so plenty of work to do, but definitely getting there. It's come an awful long way from when we dragged it off the drive in London the other week. Well, it's now pitch dark, but new crank sensor fitted. You can't really see it, but it's routed correctly up round there. That should work. I've fitted the retrofit aircon ports, low side, high side, and there's a third one down there. I don't know what that is, but it came with the kit. Stick the battery back on, fire it on up. Hopefully it might consider behaving. That was a nice start. Crank sensor got to be helping. That Frankenstein one was not ideal. That'll do it for tonight. Whew. Settled down nicely on its new tyres. Diplomat's been sitting for a couple of days. I wonder how it's going to start, because the starter motor was a bit weak, but I wonder if it was to do with the crank sensor. See what it does now. Nope, definitely the starter motor a little bit weak on it. Still though, we're not in 3 cylinders or anything like that, so that's good. Oh, good news, I have fixed the radio. Come on.
Via the BBC Sounds app.
Well, hey, all it was a bad connection on the driver's side rear speaker. I just wiggled the connection and it started working. How random is that? Well, hey. I've also taken a trip to Screwfix because I need some new nuts and bolts, some new rivets. Most of these I won't use to put the electric windows in. A really good riveting gun. And some epoxy resin for the door card bits that always pop off in the back, and I got 3 buckets for £3.75 in total. Wait. So that's it for this one. We've got an MOT on the car, made a hell of a lot of progress with it over the last couple of weeks. It's getting better and better the more I drive it, and there's still a lot of work to do on it. I've got the electric windows to fix, the roof lining to fix, we've got the aircon to recommission, I've got a couple of bits of welding to do. But I mean, it's come so far and I've got really high hopes for it, and within the next month we should have this car not just on the road, but with everything working on it just as it would have been when it was new in 1992. And of course the big thing is sorting out the paintwork, because the lacquer's peeled so much. Hopefully I can get that sorted as well before the summer, because it'd be fantastic to take it to some shows and events. Catch you guys next time, take care. good vantage point, is it? Goodness sakes. How are you going to get down? I only want to help you because you'll just scratch and bite me. You have to slide down the bonnet, aren't you? How can a cat get stuck in a bonnet? Oh, there we go. Good grief.